Oh my goodness. Hopefully everybody is able to follow up. This is a I sort of messed up and I like totally disconnected and I couldn't get back on. So hopefully you could see that there's another live. Sorry, I have to drink. It's just so hot in here. Um So yeah, I apologize. I thought maybe I would be able to go back in, and I didn't, and so I'm gonna have to connect these two. What? So, anyways, let's begin because I don't want to take up too much of your time. So here's Fruitful Blessings. This is the stamp set or the bundle that I'm gonna use to create. There's dies with it, and actually you see some are missing because I use them. Um, and then here is the card. Very simple card. Like I said, you could fussy cut this one. Really simple shapes. This is something that everybody. I'm going to turn on this light here. That's what's making it so hot, but that's the only way you can really see. There we go. So, anyways, this is the card. So let's begin. I took a vanilla cardstock and I went ahead and I cut it at. This is the 11, right? And at 8.5, I cut in half, which is 4.25. And then I scored it at 5.5, which is in the middle. And so that is your base. I'm going to take my bone folder and give it a nice press here at the edge to give it a good crease. And now I'm going to take, I'm going to start off with this because this one's going to take me a little bit, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and color this in really quick. I used a bunch of different colors, okay? I used all of this to create this right here. So what I did, I'll start with this larger flower. I'm not sure what that's called, but it's a flower. So I'm going to use light Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to color in all of that. Now, since it's somewhat big of an area, I will use the brush side. There's two sides to the blends. There's a pointy side, and then there's like a brush side. And so I'm going to go ahead and do the brush side. And yeah, I was trying to do this ahead of time, but unfortunately was not able to. So I'm going to just quickly do this. You know, I'm not the best at coloring, but you know, when you want to have quiet time and you know you're alone and you just want to get your thoughts together, I think coloring is the best thing, right? Oh, great. Thank you. Aw, honey. Thank you. You're so funny. Anyways, thank you, honey. Yeah, today is my birthday, and my husband treated me very nicely this weekend, but he always treats me nicely, so I'm not going to complain. And yeah, I had a good time. And God, it's hot in here, hun. Anyways, so I used light Daffodil Delight, and now I am going to use the middle, and I'm going to use dark pecan pie to be right here on the outer rim. I don't know if you can see it, but the thing about Stampin' Up! Is that they, you know, really, this is very forgiving. Um, really, really forgiving. I use the pointy end for that. And then this is the lighter pecan pie. I'm going to use pointy end again and color the inside. Now, I'm going to use the darker. I'm not, like I had mentioned before, I'm not a colorer. Colorer? Is that what you say? Colorer? Color? Colorist? Honey, is that what you call it? I don't know. Anyways, they have little lines here. Stampin' Up! Gives it some dimension by adding these little lines. I don't know if you can see that. But so what I do is I go ahead and I sort of take the darker Daffodil Delight. So Stampin' Up, what they've done is they've created a light and a dark marker. And it's not all colors, but it's most of the colors. Anyways, there's these little lines, and what I do is I take the darker marker after I've colored it with the lighter marker, and I will go ahead and just sort of, put a little darkness on the lines, to give it some dimension, right? And then I just sort of, and it randomly, like I said, I'm not the greatest person for this kind of stuff, but I do it. And I go back and I take the light one. This time I'll use the fine point, and I'll just go in and sort of blend it together. And it's like when you look at it, you're like, dang, I did that. It looks really good when you do that. Very simple. Okay, now we're going to use the pecan again, so I'm going to keep it forward. I'm going to use Granny Apple Green. And Granny Apple Green, this is the dark one. So I'm going to use the light one because the light one's always going to be my base. Okay. And I have some leaves here that I'm going to color. And I'm using the fine point so that I don't go out of the line. And I can see myself getting just so comfortable with the marker side, like the little brush side, and it just going crazy. Crazy. Great. Okay. And, oh, I think I could feel a little bit of cool wind coming in. Thank goodness. Yes, it's really hot in here. I don't know about you guys, but it's been hot. And I don't know, I'm starting to realize most people have air conditioning. We don't have air conditioning at all. But it's okay. I'm just gonna bear with it. Okay, here we go. So these are all the leaves, right? And then I'll do this one big leaf. And this big leaf, I'll use the brush. Okay. Just because I want to be able to do a large area. Ooh, I don't know if you heard that. Somebody outside just was like skidding. Okay. Okay, so there you go. Now I'm going to take the dark Granny Apple Green. I really love Granny Apple Green. And take the pointy side. Because now, like the little lines here, I'm going to sort of like trace it, right? Trace and even in the middle, right there. Go on the veins, right? Kind of thing. Not everything, but enough, right? Okay. So I did that. Now I'm going to go back in with the lighter green. And I'm going to give it some, I'm going to blend it. So cool. Like I said, I'm not the greatest with coloring, but it really does wonders. I'm going to do the little leaves by maybe just going a little bit here at the tip, maybe going a little bit on the line, right? Just sort of random kind of stuff. Not all the way, but just enough. Okay. Okay. Now, I'm going to take the light again, and then this will blend it up. And it's going to make it look like it's so cool. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and take my next color, which is the this one. This is my light pumpkin pie. I'm going to take the pointy one, and I'm going to go ahead and just quickly. I didn't do any kind of shadowing for the little flowers. Oh, I don't know if you could hear that, but that's actually my next door neighbor's air conditioning. Yeah, they got air conditioning. Oh man. But then they've got the solar panels, which I guess that helps, right? Because air conditioning can be quite expensive. But you know, some houses nowadays, I mean, you gotta have it, right? You just gotta have air conditioning, especially people here in California, out in the valley. We call valley like the Central Valley. Um, like the houses come with it. Yeah, nuts. Okay, so that's the pumpkin pie, light pumpkin pie. And now we're gonna take the light calypso coral. I'm gonna use this fine tip just because the pieces are really small. Okay. And I'm coloring this in. I did not do any shadowing on this one either. You could if you wanted to. Like I said, there's always a light and a dark in the calypso coral. And let's see. Okay. So I did that. Notice how I didn't color the middles yet, because I'm going to take the pumpkin pie, the light, and go ahead and color inside these little ones. Okay. And then I'm going to take, and color the light in here. Okay, and then I'm going to take the dark and then color on the outside of. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to take dark cherry cobbler with the fine point, and I'm just going to fill this in. So these are, I decided to do something fallish since we're going to get there, right? It's almost the end of August, and look how pretty that is. It's almost the end of August, and we are almost there. So I'm going to put this off to the side, and now we are going to take the die for this, and we're going to cut it. Now, I'm going to use, whoa, sorry, looks pretty bad right there. We're going to go ahead and use the cut and emboss machine, and we're going to go ahead and put this on this die and cut this out. Now you could fussy cut, like if you didn't want to invest in one of these little manual machines, it's okay. You could, like I said, you could just fussy cut. Okay, I need some tape here, so let me get some tape. So this is Post-it tape right here, and it's this, the adhesive is really strong. So what I normally do is I go ahead and I sort of put it on my skin for a bit, just so that it's not as sticky, because what will happen then, it'll like rip off the paper. I know. And it's not even that strong, but I don't know, it just does it. I think when it just sticks, I guess. Okay. And now we're going to go ahead and push it through. And I'm going to make it come back. Okay. There we go. Great. Now we're going to take this off. Ta-da! Look at how pretty that is. So I just die cut that. The die off to the side. And now we're going to assemble the card. Like I said, I created it super simple. And if you just get the stamp set because you don't want to invest in one of these bad boys, that's okay, because you could just fussy cut. Okay. So let's go ahead and assemble this baby. So I went ahead and cut for Granny Apple Green, I cut 3.5 by 3.5 by 4 3/4. So I did that, and I'm going to take my Tombow glue. I love liquid glue just because, like I had mentioned many times before, it's forgiving. Okay, it'll move. It'll give you some time to move it if you don't place it in the right place, right? So you're just going to take it like this and glue it down. Now I'm going to take the pecan pie, which is right here, and that pecan pie is, whoopsies. So 3.25 by 3.25 by 4. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to cut it at 3.25 by 4. Very cool. Okay. And I'm going to take some of this Tombow glue and I'm going to put it on the back side. So this is the pecan pie paper. Now, when you're deciding on what paper to pick when you're creating a card, it could be overwhelming, especially when you're new and maybe you don't have all the colored papers, right? That's one thing about Stampin' Up! That I really like is like the pens and the paper match, and even the designer series paper, they all match too. So like if you're trying to decide, okay, what am I going to use, you could sort of pair them together. It's really nice. Some demonstrators like to use color palettes and then just sort of match them together before they ever assemble it. For me, I need to put it together, right? And take a look, and yeah, that's how I do it. Okay. Sticking this all there. Now we're going to take off the little tabs. Oh boy. It's just so bad. Here, let me take a drink. Oh. Okay. Take this. Now, just to let you know, the kits that are on sale are going to end at the end of this month. So hopefully you guys take advantage of it. Like I had mentioned before. There you go. That makes it stand out. Give it some pop. Those are great things to have for the holidays, right? You can go ahead and have it out for in Thanksgiving for people to create, just different projects. Because the kits, there's all different kinds. You can make tags for the holidays. You can buy a couple of different kinds because maybe you don't celebrate Christmas, and that's okay too. You could do there's like thank you cards that you could make. There's actually a kit to make a wreath. So it's really pretty. Okay, I'm going to take the pecan pie ink pad and I'm going to go ahead and stamp it. Tap, 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 tap. And put down, oops, get some room here. Okay. And it's not perfect, and it's okay. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut it diagonally. There's that. And then cut it over here diagonally. And now I'm going to go ahead and take some dimensionals. I like to put dimensionals in the middle of my sentiment because it sags. I've had a couple times where I decided, yeah, I'm not going to put anything in the middle, and then yeah, it turns out to be saggy. You can see the middle part just sort of touching. Okay, and then I'm going to put this up on top, having some green peek out from above, and voila. Oh boy. Okay. There you have it. This is from the Fruitful Blessing bundle. And I hope you enjoyed that. It's really hot in here. And I know I sort of did a little bit of a stop and go there. And I really appreciate you guys watching the replay. And keep with it. I'm going to edit them together here so people know what happened to me. Anyways, you have a wonderful evening and wonderful week. And thank you for stopping by. This is Anissa with Stampin' with Anissa, and good night. Bye-bye.